Hello everybody! This is where things get really fun and fascinating. Now, chances are you live near a forest or some nature spot, while others probably live in the very core of the city. So no matter what is your case, don't let limiting thoughts influence your decision on this. If this is the opportunity to go for a full day outside of the city to find your pigments, go for it. You won't regret it. But before, a few recommendations to choose a good place to collect your soil. Follow the water. Water is one of the most essential pigment developers, and it often leads to the exposure of minerals that produce beautiful pigments. For example, coastal areas, riverbeds, drainage ditches, swamps, and even sewage plants. Search for old mining maps in your area, or track down lost and abandoned places. Talk to people that may know old stories about these places, or villagers who work with the land, dig holes, or farm. Ask them if they have seen any particular clays or came across with outcroppings of red soil or ochres. Talking to kids is also a very good idea. Sometimes they know better. For this first time, I would recommend to select at least 2 places to collect your soil. This will give you more chances to find a wider range of colors. Now let's grab our tools, shall we?
Welcome back. I decided to come here. This is one of my favorite places here in Arin, and I love it. There is a waterfall over there. There is a lot of paths that I can walk to find what I need. There's plenty of rocks everywhere, and it's a beautiful day. So let's get started.
Right before I start to collect my soil, I like to communicate my intention to nature and ask permission to take what I need.
And this is such a beautiful mix of colors, and I would like to get the whole block so I can separate a little bit the yellow here and the very white over here. So we're just gonna take the whole piece. Hopefully it doesn't break much. And it's beautiful. And here we have like a different tone of ochre, which is a little bit more yellowish, kind of like a mustard color. And here we have a little bit more, even more dark. This is just beautiful. This is the most amazing yellow or orange I ever found so far. It's amazing. I'm gonna get another bag so I can store it more. Normally it's best to select the soil that doesn't have much rocks. So this spot, for example, it's better than dig over here. This is definitely one of the most luckiest days. I have never found such a rich place. I think they dig this area for some particular reason, probably for construction, for stones. So I never came this far. I actually never had the idea to come by this path. And I don't know, I think it was a connection that I have at the beginning, because I was asking to the mountains, I was asking to the apples to guide me to find what I need. Not like I didn't ask for any color in particular, I didn't ask for anything in specific, I just asked for what I needed. And I'm so grateful to have found these beautiful colors. Like you're gonna see like how amazing they are. But all of these colors over here are very fine, so it's gonna be very easy to work with. And now I'm going to look for rocks that are ready to be crushed. So we're gonna go to the river, we're gonna get closer to this really nice place I know. Hopefully we can find some rocks that we can crush. So there is another really cool way to extract pigments, and I found out that sometimes in these big rocks there is a lot of color and a lot of pigments attached in different parts. For example, this color right now, it's very beautiful. It's like a very light pink, almost salmon, very light salmon color. And all you have to do is get your tool. It's best to work with a knife that is not too big, because you're gonna have to be digging and scratching the rock in a very gentle way, very slow. Nobody's rushing you. You don't get much pigment out of this procedure, but you can get enough for a small piece of artwork. So I just recommend to take your time and try to get as much pigment as you want. So I'll see you in a minute. The next technique, or the next way on how to extract the pigments from these geological materials is from these little rocks. So for example, these rocks are very easily falling from here, so that's why I cannot tell that it's ready to be extracted, to be crushed and to be processed in order to get the pigments out of it. So how we can tell when a rock is ready to be crushed and it has already the pigment easily coming out of it? So we just get another rock like this one, for example, and we're just gonna paint on it. And as you can tell, it's leaving this mark. It's not that it's a scratch in the rock, it's leaving the pigment, because now with your finger you can try to clean it up. So these rocks are ready.
On the other hand, if we find rocks that are not leaving any mark when scratching another rock, it is simply because they are too hard to work with. And sometimes you can tell that they are ready just by breaking the stone with your fingers. I love when this happens. Take pictures for inspiration of the trees, the stones, the leaves, or any other artistic form out there. And if you don't own a mortar, this is your chance to find some good rocks to use as tools. Also, don't worry about collecting wet soil. We can let it dry very easily. But consider that the same soil may look different when wet or dry. So keep an eye to make sure you are collecting very distinct samples.
So I think I'm done, but depending on the place that you chose, this process may take a long time or you can get done within an hour. So plan your walk for at least 4 hours before it gets dark, so you have plenty of time to find what you need and enjoy the moment, enjoy the day, like I did today. If you have collected wet soil, remember that you have to let it dry for at least 1 day. And also wash the stones or rocks that you have collected as well. In the next lesson, we're going to convert all the material that we have collected today into pure pigments and explore how they reveal themselves. I'll see you there.